Hey guys, it's Skybird here, and today we're going to be taking a look at my revamp of the 2015 Skull Scorpio set. I'm really happy with how this came out. If you guys are like me, you're not a big fan of the 2015 set as it was released. I don't think that it has anything in the set that is exclusive to the set, except for maybe the corrupted Pohatu mask, of course, and maybe these in gunmetal. I'm not positive. But like every other piece that I'm aware of on that set did come in something else, which is really unfortunate and kind of sad to see. So I thought that the function for the set was interesting at the very least, but it just wasn't handled very well in my opinion. So I went ahead and preserved the function itself here, but just kind of incorporated it a different way and did a few things a little bit differently to make it make more sense, right? So it does keep the trans neon green color scheme. I'm not a huge fan of that color for like spooky mocks, but I think it does work quite well here, especially with the gunmetal involved. I definitely leaned into gunmetal quite a bit more in this. I was using some bootleg silver versions of this piece on the shoulders up here, but I changed them over to gunmetal, and I do think it benefits from that quite a lot. And of course, silver mask instead of gunmetal that I was using on that prototype version of this as well. So function-wise, you have a little lever over here that actually swings the whole arm forward, and then at the end of its travel, the bear claw or bear trap, whatever, snaps shut. Now, is that actually going to grab a mask off? I don't imagine that it will. I don't think that it has quite enough like open and close ability. I don't know exactly how to describe that to do so, but you can obviously imagine that it can in story or whatever, and then of course to play with it, it's quite fun. The momentum, of course, keeps those jaws open for basically the entire length, so you can hear them snap shut, which is really nice. I just don't know if there's quite enough, like I said, space inside there for it to very easily grab onto masks, especially wider masks. But still, it has a powerful punch, and, you know, it looks quite nice, so I do like it quite a bit. Also tucks in flush to the back of the torso here, which is also very nice. It actually uses two of the silver torsos inside here instead of just one. One, of course, to attach these shoulder pad pieces on the front. I am using the Skull Basher print here because I didn't have anything else available, and he did not get his own unique print, which was another oversight for the set. Actually, he didn't even have any of these fur cloth add-on pieces either, which is really baffling to me. And then, of course, gave it 4 legs instead of 6, with friction adders at the hips and at the knees as well, which is plenty of friction to hold this guy up, even when using the function. So it works out quite nicely, and I'm actually really happy with how it came out overall. I went ahead and added one of those orange chains in there just to add a little bit extra color and add a little bit of extra spookiness, maybe to suggest that this guy was once like tied up to a wall or being kept somewhere and he broke free, right? And the way I attach that is pretty simple. I wanted to make sure, if I can get my camera to focus real quick, I wanted to make sure that I could lock this entire assembly onto that torso. So I actually just built in these little gray lift arm pieces. It's the exact same piece that I'm using as a lever here, but it goes around the axle that ball joint is on, so it just keeps it from being pulled off the body, which works out really well. It's not directly connected to anything. Camera, come on, there you go. Not directly connected to anything, but it does the trick, so it works out quite nicely. And since it gives me a little axle hole on the side, I just stuck a little spike piece in there with the chain on that, and then allowed the chain to droop down through the body. So works out really nice. I'm very happy with it. Lastly, these horns, since many of the, or at least some of the other Skull Villain sets have horns, I wanted to include them here as well. They look really nice, just like this, and the way I attach them is very simple, just using a bar going through some hollow studs on each side, which allows me to still use that eye function. It still tips around the bar, but it doesn't like move the horns or anything around. It allows me to obviously have them at angles instead of just straight out. And there's just enough space back here that when this stops, it's got a little stopper built in there. It doesn't hit the eye stalk either, so it works out quite nicely in that way. So he doesn't, you know, kill himself with his own function. Really happy with how this came out overall. I think it looks really nice. It's sleek. It's menacing, obviously. Size-wise, it's definitely shorter than like a Toa build, but not by much. It's just, you know, by the nature of its legs, and it's still quite wide, quite long, and I think in that way it's very imposing, right? So yeah, really happy with how it came out. No Skull Villain specific weapons, no sword, no axes or anything like that. Just dealt with the pinchers, and then of course these bear claw pieces and this armor piece on the back here obviously didn't come out until Wave 1 of 2016, but I went ahead and added them in here as well because I, again, think they look really nice. So that's it for this one, guys. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe because it helps the channel out a lot, and I will see you all in the next one. Take care.